Speaker, to yield such time as he may consume to my well-respected colleague and the voice of northern Wisconsin, Sean Duffy.
The gentleman from Wisconsin is recognized for such time as he may consume.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I appreciate the gentleman from Wisconsin for yielding. I don't want to engage in a debate on global warming, especially after the winter we had in Wisconsin last winter. But the bottom line is, last winter it was incredibly cold in Wisconsin, and we saw home heating fuel prices for some of my constituents go up by 4 times, and that was even if they're able to get home heating fuels. I don't think this is the end of it, because there's been a war on energy, and that war on energy makes it more difficult for my constituents to access energy. I think we have to leave those debates aside right now and look at, in the current structure, can we have some reform that actually help people across the country when these crises amount? And what this does is doesn't make us look to the Department of Transportation, which, by the way, last winter they were quick to act. We don't have to look for Congress to have some quick legislation to minimize the trucking hours of service so we can get fuel into places like northern Wisconsin. What we're going to do is we're going to empower governors. Let governors notice when there's a crisis and let them move quickly so we can have one piece of the burden alleviated, the hours of service requirement, so our trucks can go to the places where we have home heating fuel and bring it to northern Wisconsin. We can bring in more supply. I mean, this was such a crisis. We have people in Wisconsin who have a hard time paying their energy bills when we have normal prices, but when prices go up by 4 times, or when it's 40 below and they can't get home heating fuel, this is a crisis. And any day we have to wait for the Department of Transportation or for Congress to act is a day that we have prices continuing to go up, or we don't have access to our consumers, to our constituents, to our people. So I think this is a common sense approach that leaves the global warming debate aside, the war on energy aside, and looks to our governors, gives them the authority to make decisions in this one small piece, to allow the hours of service to be waived in these emergencies so we can get fuel to places where they have a shortage. I think this makes sense. There'll be plenty of time to debate the greater energy issues that we have in the country, and I think that's a debate that we have to have. But that's not the place here. And the debate on global warming, we can have that one too, especially after the winter we had in Wisconsin last winter. This makes sense. Let's empower governors. Let's make sure we protect those Americans who live in the northern region of the country that rely on home heating fuel to heat their homes. Let's make sure we are going to allow them access by way of their governor, and there's a governor's quick action. So I appreciate the House bringing up this action from Senator Thune, and I would urge its adoption. I yield back.
The gentleman from Wisconsin, Mr. Petri, continues to reserve. The gentlewoman from the District of Columbia is recognized.
Mr. Speaker,